Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about March planetary news. There's a lot of positive stuff, but I would say this is also an unsettled month. And after February being also nice, we have to take more caution in March. There's a intermittent Kal Sarpa yoga. There's a war with Jupiter, Mars. Jupiter becomes debilitated. So all these things to watch out for, and some more positive stuff that I'll talk in a minute. How does it affect you? Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking March planetary news. And as you can see, I'm still in India and I'm in Chandigarh and enjoying all the wonderful hospitality of Chandigarh, visiting some very interesting temples in and around Chandigarh. I visited the Kalkaji Kali Mata temple, and I visited the Shiva temple in Saketri, as well as my own temple here, the Shiva Shani temple, I visit every week. So it's been very enlightening, plus also the Chandi Mandir and Mansa Devi. So I shared pictures of Mansa Devi last time. So just a reminder to you that the classes are beginning on 9th of March. So there's still time to register. I'll put a link at the bottom. They're all live classes. You'll have me live there. So this is the last few weeks that you can register and join. So do that. And so we continue with March planets now. There is a lot of strength in March. Jupiter continues to be in Sagittarius, Saturn is in Capricorn, and later on, Venus goes into Taurus for a long stay in Taurus. But there are some unsettled energy. The Kal Sarpa yoga is on for a little while. There is Jupiter Mars war. Now, Jupiter Mars are friends normally, so the conjunction is fine. But when they get too close together, 19th to 21st of March, then there is difficulty there. Then we have the Venus going into Taurus, which is positive. Saturn continues in Capricorn, which is positive. But there's more things to deal with. Mercury is retrograde till the 9th. So all these things together means that we have to take more caution in March than we did in February. Now, what I find is that often what happens is that when planets are really good, we get used to it, and then suddenly they start doing some drama and we feel more stressed. What we find is that planets are very good and then they suddenly change their mind, and then we have not prepared for it. And this is the beauty of astrology, that it tells you when the planetary weather is changing. So if you have your sweater with you or an umbrella with you, you're more able to deal with the planetary weather and its peculiarities. So that is very important. And so just to tell you that the Mars-Jupiter war and conjunction, this is most important to deal with. That is 19th to 21st of March, and 20th is the exact conjunction. So be conscious of it. It is especially will stress out and sudden argument and not listening to advice. Those are the things that is possible. 23rd Mars becomes exalted. So Mars is also very strong from 23rd onwards. But end of the month, then Mars will have a Mars-Saturn conjunction. So 31st and 1st of April, Mars-Saturn, not so easy. Avoid traveling, avoid confrontation during that time. It can be very frustrating because Mars is strong. He wants to take action. Saturn is the restraining force. And then end of the month, on 28th, Venus goes into Taurus. This is very good for for a number of months, Venus will remain in Taurus and till August. But Jupiter becomes debilitated on 29th of March. So there's a lot of shift and change taking place, and important Mars changing signs, Venus going into Taurus, which is good for Venus, but Jupiter going debilitated. Although Jupiter's debilitation is all Vargotama, but it is something that is not so easy. It will also be with Saturn, and it will be with Mars, and Capricorn is very activated, and we have to be aware and try to get a balance on things. So how does it affect us? So let's start with Aries. Aries, Mars is exalted at the end of the month after 23rd. Mars in Sagittarius, Aries must watch the Mars-Jupiter war. While it is good, it is also difficult. And then they have a second war with Mars-Saturn, frustrating energy for you around 31st of March. Also do watch for the Kal Sarpa yoga, that your issues don't destabilize you. I think that is most important. Then Taurus. Taurus, a lot of energy in the 9th house. Mars will go there, Saturn is there, Jupiter will join it by the end of the month. But the big news for Taurus in March is, although you have to wait, the first half of March, Venus is in Aries, so it's in your 12th house, and it is not being very productive at that stage. And waiting till 28th, when Venus goes into Taurus, is worthwhile for you. And then you come into a number of months where things are really good, and you will be able to cope with the Kal Sarpa, with the retrogrades, all the other issues. You will be able to cope because Venus is strong up to August. This is a rare transit. Venus will retrograde in Taurus, so that is why it's strong. So you have to manage the early part of March. Gemini, Mercury is retrograde and direct, but continues to be in Aquarius, your 9th house. That is a good energy for you. And Mercury is also, watch out for 9th. When Mercury goes direct, you may change your mind on certain things, and you'll feel more energized and wanting to do things. The Mars-Saturn conjunction, the Jupiter-Mars conjunction and war, these are irritants for you, and especially because Jupiter, Saturn, Mars will be all in your 8th house. So it is important that you are being very cautious about the choices you make. And also the Kal Sarpa yoga, all your planets are in the outer half of the zodiac. And so that means it's all work and outside, and your inner self can feel unfulfilled. But don't give in to dissatisfaction. That will just be counterproductive. Cancer, you do need to watch the Kimadruma yoga. When moon is isolated, I made a separate video on Kal Sarpa. But when moon is isolated, you need to watch for that. Also, you are going to have 3 planets in your 6th house. So you may find that health is featuring, and also opposition. So be extra cautious about people who are blocking your path. That is important. And I'm just going to look up the days when moon is isolated so that you can get this aspect. So moon is isolated from 4th to 17th of March. So the Kimadruma especially affects you, so to be conscious of it. Leo, the sun is going to go from Aquarius to Pisces. These are, as I told you, 7th house to 8th house. This is not the best transit for you. You need to be careful of Kal Sarpa yoga. Saturn is strong in the 6th house, so your detractors can sometimes be bothering you. Mars goes there, Jupiter goes there. So I would say this is a month to watch out, take care. Sun doesn't get any conjunction, but it is stressed out, and the Kal Sarpa yoga is usually harder on Leo than others. But April will be another time because Sun gets exalted and your energy comes back to you. So these are the times to watch for. Virgo, Mercury is in your 6th house, but it will go direct and you'll have great clarity what you want to do. 9th, Mercury goes direct, so be aware of the 9th. But otherwise, Jupiter is in your 7th house, that is good. But Venus going into Taurus 9th house for a long time is very positive for you. So be conscious of it. But at the same time, the Kal Sarpa, these things are bothering, so be aware. And Mars, this is not the best planet for you. And Mars having 2 wars can make you behave against yourself. So I think Virgo is always important to be conscious about their analytical skill and analyze and take time over doing things. Libra, Venus is in Aries in the house of relationships all month. And then on 28th, it goes into Taurus, which is your 8th house. It's going to stay a long time in Taurus, but 8th house can give you interest in research, secret knowledge, but also some unexpected bonus or money. So that is good for you. As far as these wars are concerned, Mars is having 2 wars, and Mars rules house of relationships and house of money for you. So you need to watch this. Your partners may be feeling very contentious, not necessarily to you, but to other people. So you have to calm them down. And also financially, you may have some ideas, and I would say, be careful in March. Don't do crazy investments, and, be aware of saving money. Scorpio, you are, your ascendant lord is going to get exalted, or moon lord, but at the same time, the 2 wars, that is towards the end of the month, you need to be careful about it. Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, all going into your 3rd house. So that can be, you are thinking, I must do action and overdo things. So you have to try to find a balance and careful. Now, Venus going into Taurus is very good for you, 7th house. Earlier part of the month where Venus is in Aries is not so easy. You may find you're arguing with your partners and feeling stressed out. But Venus in Taurus and its long stay can bring love, romance in existing relationships. You can feel very nicely towards your partners. They can be expressing their love to you as well. So I would say that is a good transit. Sagittarius, your Lagna Lord is going to be debilitated by the end of the month, and it has a war with Mars. I think you'll say, I had a very short, good spell, but don't worry. Jupiter is Vargotama. It is still strong, although it is in Capricorn, and it will come back to Sagittarius. In my video about Jupiter in Sagittarius, I did say that Jupiter in Sagittarius will deliver more towards the end of the year rather than the beginning of the year. But even Capricorn for you, it is Vargotama strong and doesn't really conjoin with Saturn, although it is with Saturn. You need to watch the war with Mars and don't create difficulty for yourself. And also the Kal Sarpa yoga is between Sagittarius and Gemini, so watch that you're not destabilizing yourself. But it is important that the weather, especially towards the end of the month, is changing. Astro weather is changing for you. So be conscious. I think Jupiter and Capricorn, be practical about things, and then life will be fine. Then we go to Capricorn. You are getting all the planets in your ascendant. Saturn is already there. Jupiter will come. Mars will come. So you're very energized, lot of information, lot of stuff happening to you. And especially early degrees of Capricorn, that is where Mars-Saturn conjunction is taking place. So if your ascendant is early degrees of Capricorn, within about first 7-8 degrees of Capricorn, or your moon is there, then watch out for the Mars-Saturn conjunction at the end of the month. Although throughout the month, Saturn is in dignity, it's only towards the end that the Mars-Saturn conjunction takes place. But Venus's transit in Taurus is very good for you. Taurus is your 5th house, 5th lord for the next 4 months. So that will be extremely productive and good for you. Aquarius, Venus in Taurus, end of the month, very good for you. From 28th, it's going to give 4 or 5 months of very positive energy, because Taurus is your 4th house. This is a Malavya Mahapurusha for these months. Good luck, opportunity, good home, happiness, general blessings of Goddess Lakshmi. Although your Lagna Lord Mars and Jupiter will be in the 12th house. So I would say end of March is important for you not to travel. And Mars, Saturn together, Jupiter will also be there. So this is your house of expenses, and it's also the house of loss. So take care about that. But otherwise, during the March, things will be quite good. But what happens with planets is suddenly something comes up, and awareness of it is 9/10 of the resolving. But just awareness is not enough. You are also taking some action and following the flow of the energy. Now, Pisces, again, the early part of the month is good, but watch out for the Mars Jupiter conjunction. Although Mars Jupiter is your 9th and 10th lord, it can be very productive, but the war, just when they're very close to each other, 19th to 21st, just be aware of it. But I would say this is a very good month for you right up to 29th, but then the ascendant ruler becomes debilitated, and with Saturn and with Mars. So I would say they are all in the house of money, but also you must watch your health and don't compromise, take rest, do things that are relaxing for you, and also check out your, if you feel out of sorts, then do get it checked out. That is it for now. Just a reminder again about the classes that begin in March, so you can book in, and also to stay calm. Lots of things are really positive. So some things that are not working, then if we take action and be careful, then you see that you are able to deal with it. All the best. Thank you.